Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19 cousins, folks. Buckle up. We've got some things to talk about. As I mentioned a couple days ago in a video, there was a Twitter Spaces that was held, and it really ended up just being an opportunity. Sheryl Swoopes was on it, an opportunity for Sheryl Swoopes to continue to lie, to continue to say nasty things, to revise history and pretend she didn't say the things that she did say, for others to worship her. And it really just became a 3-hour bash fest of a incredible 22-year-old athlete who, as far as I know, publicly has never said a bad word about anyone. And of course, now, because they're struggling to destroy her, now we're going to shift to the narrative that her fans are the worst people in the world and they simply do not like those that tan well. And one of them was Cindy Brunson, the voice of the Phoenix Mercury. And there's a video also that I found that has resurfaced because of this, that is things that Cindy said when Caitlin Clark was in college. And I'm going to get to that in another video because that is a little separate, but it's very Gino-esque, which is interesting. So one of the things Cindy Brunson said, which I've heard from other people on Twitter because they want it to start gaining traction, is that Caitlin Clark, and some people are like Cindy are also saying the Indiana Fever organization and Caitlin Clark need to speak out about the awful fans of Caitlin Clark, the is of Caitlin Clark's fans, because that's what they all are, apparently. And that has become the new shift. Forget the fact that it's insane to hold someone accountable for that, because there could be a lot of other players that need to speak out, which I'll get to in a minute. But I want to start with this because it is hilarious. Not what actually happened. What happened was terrible, but it's hilarious in terms of it exposing the hypocrisy of these people. And that is what they are with everything. Nothing but hypocrites. Cindy Colson, player for the Las Vegas Aces. This is back in March of 2023. Thought this would be funny to post out for no reason. Just hear me out, and comparing a college basketball player and a not necessarily attractive man. And we'll scroll down a little bit and look at that. Cindy Brunson, voice of the Phoenix Mercury, champion of women everywhere, thought that was hilarious. She thought that was funny. So this was posted by Ken Swift. If you are following the WNBA now and you're interested in the Indiana Fever, you are on Twitter or X, give Ken a follow. He puts out some good stuff. Now, they got into a little bit of back and forth. One of them was this. Cindy said, since you like to scroll through my posts, you'll find several replies to Sid that are the same emojis. A response that I intended as a reaction to my friend being extra. No hate, no malice. This is disgusting. I'm with Ken that he says here that Cindy is just like Sheryl Swoopes, that neither one of them will ever take accountability when they obviously do something wrong. This response by Cindy Brunson to rationalize away what she did on Cindy Colson's post is disgusting. To try and spin that you laughing at that post was in no way you finding it funny But Cindy, you're a champion of women. Didn't you find that disgusting? I mean, talk about mean girl vibes. What about women uplifting women, Sydney? This is disgusting. I can only imagine if the tans of these two particular people had been different. I can only imagine if this was posted by a current WNBA rookie taking the league by storm about, say, an MVP candidate or a fellow rookie, how you would have received that. And of course, to get into the other nastier stuff, like I said, Cindy is one of those that now is saying the Indiana Fever, if Caitlin Clark won't do it, although she should, according to people like Cindy, the Indiana Fever need to speak out against the Caitlin Clark fan base because they are awful. This is absolutely insane, man. This is just about petty, hateful people wanting to exert power. As Ken mentions here, you reacted to a troll account that wasn't even a Caitlin Clark fan. He's talking about, remember, with Dejan the Mustard Carrington and her nonsense about the awfulness of the Caitlin Clark fans. Obviously, no research was done. Same thing, this account was doing the other way around. The same tweet from a troll circulated after that as well, but you didn't speak out about it. You still haven't explained your tweet, though. So WNBA players saying college girls look like men is okay to laugh at and make fun of. Please explain. This resurfaced again after Dejanay Carrington said that stuff about Fever fans after they lost to the Fever. This is someone saying, I know Caitlin hate to see a bullet coming, and as you can see, that's Dejanay and that's Caitlin Clark. Pretty disgusting stuff. Pretty disgusting stuff. But again, it only goes one way. And let's face it, I don't go after the people who don't like Clark, or I wouldn't go after Dejanay's fan base for this, from what is obviously a troll looking to get a reaction. So these are not the fans. This is just an idiot. This is what happens online. Look, social media is great. It's allowing me to do this video right now. But there's also a lot of drawbacks. There's also a lot of nastiness. And guess what? It's not just directed to famous people. If you post an opinion online, if you post something online, enough people see it, you're going to get people that are going to say nasty stuff to you for no other reason than they can. And of course, Cindy, to add to the entitlement and the elitism that we always talk about with the WNBA, because they've lost millions of dollars every year for 30 years, but they are allowed to continue to exist. Cindy then tried another tack, and this is incredibly condescending, where she says, Ken, I don't know why she says Ken could. It should be just one of those words, but could you clarify something for me? How long have you been a WNBA season ticket holder? Of course, the point she's trying to make is Ken can't have an opinion unless he's been a long-time WNBA season ticket holder. And she knows, of course, that there aren't any WNBA season ticket holders because nobody watches the WNBA until this year. And so she was trying to say, look, your opinion doesn't matter. You can't have an opinion. You can't speak on this. You can't speak on my absolute disgusting nastiness to a college player because you have not been a long-time WNBA season ticket holder. And of course, Ken had a nice clapback. I've spent over $2,000 this year on tickets and merchandise and paid for League Pass. And if you private message me, I'll show you receipts. But I guess according to you, I follow Caitlin down from the mountaintop with the tablets in her hand like Moses. Only I spent my money to see her and her team play. And to his point, and what I was just saying, what does this have to do with your tweet laughing at the college girl from Iowa being made fun of? Exactly, Cindy. And we are this again, but I want to scroll down and show you something on this. So bullying an athlete in college is okay. Account is locked. I don't know if anyone got a screenshot. I don't think it's locked. It's not locked now. I don't know if it was locked, and maybe she locked it briefly and then saw that and she's like, no, incorrect, it's not. And she, reopened it. But I want to scroll down. There's something I want to show you. So answer the question. Imagine getting caught in hypocrisy and not be strong enough person to own up to what you've done. You're silenced, and this is deafening. Hypocrite. Now, this, I thought it was funny, and this goes to my point. Look, they are using the random troll out there, the random troll comment they can find to then say all of Caitlin Clark's fans are this awful thing. And Caitlin Clark needs to speak out every time someone else in the world says something negative, quote unquote, in her name. But this is great. Cindy, you realize you're asking that a WNBA player come out and do the right thing to speak out against. And before I say that, I don't know if you can read that on your screen, depending on what you're looking at. But Justin here tweeted this, says the name. If you go back, you've probably seen a lot of these jokes on names when people say, is so-and-so there? As you can see, it's Dr. Philip Oliver Holtz, which, of course, if you just let it roll, as Justin says, it's Dr. Fill Up All of Her Holes. Okay? It is a troll account, folks, a troll account. This is not a Caitlin Clark fan, but these are the things they want to go find so that they can smear the entire fan base. By the way, one more thing. Speaking of, as you know, when you turn on the lights, the roaches scatter. Here's a screenshot, though. We got at least one of them because there were so many more. Nancy Lieberman is an ist witch, starting with a B, that was a violent player who resented black player when she played. She used to hustle people for money and think she was slick. She nothing but trash. And there was a lot of other nasty stuff too. But folks, this is what that account looks like right now. These posts are protected. Surprise, surprise. And then this was just kind of funny. This is separate from Cindy, but I just thought it was funny, just to give you an idea of what's going on. Saying, has this, and if you can't see that emoji, man, ever see Friends? Remember Marcel? Marcel was a monkey. That's the emoji. Has this, that ever been on BW? I'm assuming that's Black Women's Side, because LeBron James tweeted out, Caitlin Clark, hi haters. And then, I mean, this is crazy that this actually got community noted, but it's fantastic. LeBron James has made tweets supporting black women, especially African American basketball players, and he has. Like, this is dumb. And look, I'm not a LeBron James fan, but I'm going to stick up for him here because that's what should be done. He tweeted out something nice to Caitlin Clark, and now all of a sudden, because this is far from the only one, folks, now all of a sudden everyone's talking about how much LeBron never sticks up for women who tan, which is absurd because he said nice things about Asia Wilson. He said nice things about Angel Reese, and on and on and on. And it's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. And then I want to show you one more thing, again, just to remind you about the nonsense in terms of finding troll accounts. Here, I posted something. I showed this in another video. I'll go through this quick. This is about Angel Reese. I was criticizing her ability as a basketball player in terms of her lack of upside. There's nothing in here that's personal. There's nothing in here that's mean. I simply said, people think I'm hating when I say she'll be gone in 5 years because she is slow, uncoordinated, awkward, and unathletic. This is not a missed layup like you'd see from Mitchell or even Wallace. Look at how she shoots it, completely uncoordinated, can't even use good form. And there's a video above on that, which I show in this video, where it's just ridiculous. She can't shoot a layup, folks. And I don't just mean she misses. She can't fundamentally, she can't shoot them. And this response is some of you which is with a B, made mother effers on here need to thank God for the internet because you'd be slapped back in time faster than This Is Us if you said some of this stupid bleep, but in the streets, which, hey, sounds like a threat of physical violence to me. By the way, in another, this is where the 19 Cousins came from, by the way, because in another comment below, he thinks he's going to hurt my feelings by saying no one watches my YouTube videos except for my 19 cousins. So this is the movement now. They keep moving the goalposts, right? Always moving the goalposts out of jealousy. This is absolutely nothing but jealousy. They're terrified when Caitlin Clark came into the league that she would expose the league's lack of skill. And that, by the way, is one of the major reasons Caitlin Clark is so popular. Her style of play and her skill level is exciting to watch. It is entertaining. It is fun. It is something that's never been seen in the women's game before. And the WNBA knows that. And you bring in someone like Caitlin Clark and you bring in all these new fans and all these new eyeballs on the league, and they get exposed for not putting out a good product. And of course, as we're seeing also, they're terrified that people will notice everything else about the WNBA that is absolutely terrible, that it's filled with entitled people, toxic people, unlikable people. It is run by incompetent, unqualified people. They have no idea how to grow a profitable professional sports league. And they're always moving the goalposts. I mean, let's see, we had reality is coming, right? The Fever shouldn't have drafted her. They should have drafted for fit. She's not a good fit for the Fever. She's not going to do well. The team won't do well. We can go back to Gino, but a lot of people have said it. She can't handle the physicality. She doesn't have the build for it. She's not quick enough. She can't dribble. She can't take defenders off the ball. She can't create her own shot. All she does is shoot threes, and she's not going to be able to shoot the logo threes in the WNBA because the defenders are too good, and she turns the ball over all the time. And then she's only a passer. And then it's that she's not an efficient player, despite her total shooting percentage being about as high as anybody in the league. She's a problem in the locker room. And then it's, she's inconsistent, and her good games are only against the worst teams. And all of a sudden now, she's on a super team. Right? The Sky fans complained about Mitchell making the All-Star team over Kennedy. Now they're saying the Fever are winning because of Mitchell. This team that won 13 games last year and added Caitlin Clark, and now they've already won 18 with 6 more to go, and they're making the playoffs for the first time since 2016. It's all of a sudden a super team. So what's next? Well, of course, this is next. Now we're going to go after the fans because they are They don't like tan people. And now we're going to make Caitlin Clark and the Fever, and we know Lynn Dunn would actually do it because she did it at the beginning of the season. They need to speak out about every single thing said by some random troll online that are deemed offensive by the victim class cry bullies. And look, this is becoming bigger and bigger because you have fools like Sheryl Swoopes who can't control herself and just keeps digging a deeper hole. But mostly, this is building back up because Caitlin Clark is having an MVP season, not a Rookie of the Year season. MVP season. The Indiana Fever are winning. It was all good when they were 1-8. The Chicago Sky are terrible. They're 11-22. They've lost 7 in a row. Angel Reese is not performing well. She is not a good basketball player. She is a fantastic rebounder. She's a role player. As I just showed you, I get nasty comments. Oh, by the way, this one was a comment that I made about Angel Reese critiquing her basketball play and got a threat of physical violence. So is Cindy going to help me out? Is she going to come out and say Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky need to speak out against their fans? Look, I've had people try and get my channel in trouble and actually comment on my channel that every time they see it, they flag it and report it. It's absolutely insane. And we're going to keep calling out the nonsense because we really just want to appreciate the basketball. And if your interest is really to grow the WNBA, like so many of you say it is, then take lessons from people like Satu Sabali. Take lessons from the entire Dallas Wings organization. Take lessons from the Los Angeles Sparks and how they played and the very complimentary things that their coach said after the game. And again, I'm not saying you have to praise Caitlin Clark all the time. I'm saying cut out the nonsense. Act like a adult and a professional. I'm going to leave it there for now because there's actually so much other stuff, but I think that's enough for now. Let me know your thoughts on this nonsense in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will talk to you later.